Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Radio Silent Play Trading. Let me start off by just giving you a brief disclaimer. I am not a financial advisor. Anything that I say or mention is for educational purposes only. I may or may not hold some of the stocks that I mentioned. Please remember to do your own research before trading any stock or options. Trading stocks and options require lots of risk. This will be recorded and posted on YouTube. So please remember to subscribe, smash the like button, and hit the notification bell for updates. Because if we get a nice following, what I'm going to start doing is do this regularly. And I think that it'll help a lot of people. All right. What I'm going to start off with is just a brief market overview to kind of look at what we have in store for this week. Just going to give you a little perspective from the last conversation that we spoke about. The last time that we spoke about, we had a little bit of uncertainty. We had market highs, but at the same time, we had some weakness. There was hawkish talks by the Federal Reserve talking about higher interest rates. It actually pushed the dollar stronger, breaking above the 200-day moving average. I tell a lot of my followers to follow the dollar. Whatever the dollar does, it's basically going to tell us whether the markets are going to work inversely to what the dollar does. So right now, you actually closed right at the 200-day moving average at 24.69. The 200-day moving average is at 24.68. So what it's telling us, it hasn't confirmed below it, but it is setting up somewhat of a bull flag. We have to respect the move on the dollar. So when I see the dollar being strong, I become a little bit more reserved. And I want to check other indicators to kind of show me what the direction of the market is going to be. I'm going to now look at bonds. And the bonds that I use, right? I use for the dollar, I use the UUP. And for the bonds, I'll use the TLT. Currently, right now, the TLT is trading stronger than it was before, but it actually closed below the 8-day moving average. So this is a day one close below it. If we confirm, I'm going to be neutral to positive for the week. What I want to now check is the transports. Transports is basically the lifeblood of our economy, right? Transports is supply and goods, services. We actually closed 2 consecutive closes above that 8-day moving average. We didn't gap above it, but we are threading that line. So that's telling me that I'm leaning towards bullish into next week. We do have positions and we're holding above 8-day moving averages. So I'm going to use that 8-day moving average strategy where I'm looking at stocks that are threading 8-day moving average and that are looking with strength based on the direction of the move. So JP Morgan, if I look at JP Morgan, that's a barometer that I like to see do well. We actually closed below the 8-day moving average a couple of days ago, and now we've since regained it. We confirmed above it 2 consecutive closes. So now I'll go over to the 10-year, and the 10-year yield right now is basically flat right now at 1.52%. So we're not seeing a huge 1.76 high that we saw before. So I'm going to remain neutral to positive into next week. I'm going to follow my 8-day moving average, and that's how I'm going to trade. I'm going to talk a little bit about small caps that I'm looking at into next week. I am going to go over a couple of Q&A towards the end. I think we're going to do only 5 people because we want to keep it at an hour. Now what I want to do is I want to talk to Hustle. So Hustle's going to come on. Let's see if he comes on. All right, can you hear me? Yeah, I can hear you perfect. All right, man. How was your weekend? Beautiful. It's a beautiful weekend. Yeah, we're back to doing these lives. That's good. That's good. I can hear you pretty clear now, so that's a good thing. So yeah, I just want to thank you for your time because I know it is a Sunday, and what I want to start doing is doing these on every Sunday, bi-weekly, just getting everybody ready, cooked up for the week, getting with confidence. Part of this is that confidence, and one of the most important things that we can head into the week is on a high note. So if we can do these bi-weekly, it gets people to kind of anticipate it, but at the same time stick to their guns, right? Stick to their plans. We're also going to put this on YouTube. So what I want traders to kind of understand is the more likes, the more subscribes that we get, we'll continue this and we'll see how far it goes. But I just want to thank you. So I'm looking forward to this one. So today, the topic that we want to go over is some secrets. And I know a lot of people don't like to give secrets, especially if we don't want people to find them out. So we're not going to talk about secrets that are personal because we don't want to. We want to make sure that none of our families or people that we're hiding secrets from are on. But we're going to talk about secrets to trading. So part of the secrets to trading. So what are some of the things that you want to divulge? Are there any things that you kind of secrets to trading that you're kind of seeing going right now? Something that you kind of use as far as secrets? What are some of the secrets to the sauce that you use to kind of incorporate with your trading and kind of helps you that sometimes you think that people shouldn't know about? Let's kind of cut to the chase.
Oh man, during the day, things get hectic during the day, but I have family members, I got friends that I text. I like to hang out in the Discord room, see what everybody's talking about. What else do I like to do? I like to listen to music while I'm trading. That's definitely a plus. These are just things that that we do as traders. I'm sure I'm not the only one that likes to listen to music while I trade, and it helps you, it pumps you up. But those are just a couple of things. What about you?
Well, some of the things that you mentioned right now, and I want to kind of get into your train of thought, because sometimes I don't do these things, but some people do. They go into a lot of rooms. They're in these inner circles. They create and they build these networks, and it's basically the flow of information. If you notice, back in the day, you watch these movies like Wall Street with Michael Douglas. You see things like Boiler Room. You see things like The Wolf of Wall Street. You're disseminating a lot of information, right? You're getting those networks going, and it builds confidence. It builds that awareness. And some people just don't want you to know what these inner circles are. Now, me personally, I belong to. I just was added to Phase 1 Trading. Shout out to Phase 1 Trading out there. They actually added me to their Discord. I haven't been on it because they just added me on Friday. I've been on Blemmy's room. The majority, I'm very loyal to my room. We have, I think, closing in on 800 members, but actively, I think we maybe have like 100, 200 people. But I'm sure they're in other circles, right? They're in other networks. Sometimes they don't want you to hear about these things, but sometimes it works out because you're seeing the flow of information. If you're seeing several stocks, right? Or you're seeing a specific stock in each of those rooms, then you know that has the juice, right? It's dripping with potential. So these are things that we have to take into consideration that's kind of progressed and the markets. It's the power of the internet. So we can't deny it. You got Twitter, you got Instagram, Facebook, stock twits. Now you got TikTok. People are not just dancing and singing on these TikToks. Now they're posting Bitcoin, crypto information, the Reddit power, right? GameStop. So this is the new age, right? So I agree with you with that. As far as secrets as music, there is no secret to music. I mean, if you're going to listen to music and it calms you down, I guess it's somewhat of a secret. I could tell you a secret that my son has is ignorance. Ignorance is bliss for him. So I opened up a custodian account for him, and I put it to a test. What I did was I wanted to see how well he did with not knowing, right? Ignorance, not being in front of that computer and obsessed with a level 2, not looking at who I got to follow, who got to follow, right? He's only basically following, the radio silent play trades. And he started with $500. All I told him was make sure that you're locking profits on the way up. I didn't tell him anything about a PPM rule of 3. I just told him make sure that you're locking profits on the way up. And now 4 to 5 months down the road, he made that 500 with some losses, and he's got over $6,000 in his account.
Wow.
So what? Look, I'm proud of him. but I don't tell him that because I don't want it to get to his head, because now he's saying that he's going to get ready to move out. So I'm just waiting for that day to happen. But at the same time, again, ignorance is bliss, brother. I mean,
yeah. Yo, you know what you said? You mentioned level 2, man, and you're right, man. If level 2 can be a lot of noise. I actually I believe that people lie on level 2. You can actually get lied to on level 2. That's level 2 is good and bad. For me it's good and bad. But you can get lied to on level 2 and you can lose your shares. If you're not used to level 2, if you're new, I wouldn't be too fast to want to just stare at level 2 all damn day. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And it's a tool. It's a tool, and it's something that you got to use strategically. Like me personally, I don't like looking at a level 2. If I look at the chart supersedes based on the rule of 3. If it's giving me 3 reasons to buy, whether it's, a hot sector, the collective consciousness, everything works on emotion, right? The fear of missing out and the fear of loss. I understand that. If there's fear of loss, I'm looking to buy, right? Because I like the blood. When I look to buy, I'll look at the level 2 based on where I want to buy. So if I see a huge bid, I'll just overstep that bid, right? And then I'll add some on the ask, right? That gives me a starter. I use my 3-bullet system using the level 2. Now, what I won't do is be all nerve-wracking, palms all sweaty on my computer, staring at the numbers, right? Getting basically, what's that when you what's that word, man? When you're going around in circles, man, and you're like dizzy. I don't know what it's called. It's called something, whatever that is. I don't want to get that, because when I see, the numbers go up and down, it does nothing for me, right?
Right.
I see a lot of people see a shitload of ask, and then they'll come and send me a message and say, hey, man, do you see the ask on there? I really don't care, right? Because there's only 2 outcomes here. I can either sell up to my personal profit margin, right? Ride some just-in-case shares on the way up, as long as it threads that 8-day moving average. If I'm longer term on the stock, I want to shut down the computer, maybe go work out. So I use it strategically based on bid to ask ratio. If I see a huge bid to ask, that's showing me supply and demand chain. But if I see somebody park their shares there, that could be gone in an instant. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you have to understand that. And right now, there's a lot of people that work with emotion. When they see that, they get all nervous and scared, and then they end up selling it.
Right.
So it's called vertigo, by the way. It just came. Sometimes my brain just travels too fast before I think. So I don't want to go get vertigo watching level 2. What about you? What do you use it for? Because you said that sometimes it lies to you. Because some people could prop bids, right?
Right. They prop bids, or they park a lot of shares on the ask. It gets you deflated when you see 10 million shares parked on the ask. Experienced traders, they may know that that's what it's for, to get cheap shares, but new people or people starting out, that'll discourage them real quick, and that's where the sharks like to eat your shares up cheap.
Right. So, I think we saw that with ticker symbol APTY. And if you notice, a stock like AXA, remember AXA, AXXA? Remember when people used to get mad that there was like MMs on the ask? And that stock at 0.01 to 0.017, it was just trading in a channel. And next thing you know it, now it started to trade when Bitcoin started rallying, 40 cents. Can you imagine if you got shaken out of that trade all the way up to 40 cents?
Yeah.
Think about how much money you're giving away. So these are things that you have to consider. So that's a secret, I think. Maybe not paying too much to level 2. Not paying too much attention.
Right. And somebody asked me the other day, how do you feel about dilution? And I said, dilution? Man, I haven't thought about dilution in months. And he's like, what are you talking about? I said, really, I haven't thought about it. I mean, don't all these OTC companies dilute? Don't they all, uh, I mean, what are they? What are they in the market for? They're in the market to make money. Volume moves stocks, man. So I told him that I really don't, pay too much attention to that kind of stuff because it's always going to be there, regardless.
And you just said it. Volume creates,
Moves.
volume moves stocks, and you're right. It creates the market, and some people don't understand that sometimes you need extra volume to create, that volume surge, so it could set off some indicators. So sometimes people just don't want to trade stocks that are not moving. So you're right, and I've spoken to people that know about these houses that are market makers, and they say, yeah, there are shares that are being diluted, and they're diluted to create that market. So these are things that you have no control over. And most of these companies, right, they take on toxic debt because they have to make some money, right? They have to take on some loans. So in order for these companies to make money and make these big purchases to get their companies going, sometimes they have to take on these notes. Now, don't get me wrong. Checking the filings is very, very important, and seeing what you own. Okay. And I know some people will say, oh man, but you know what? They have a huge note, right? But their share structure is clean, but they have a huge note. I don't want to buy it. And then they miss out on a stock like Gamer, which Gamer went from 0.02 cents all the way to 22 cents. And they had some toxic notes.
Of course, yeah.
But then they'd rather go out and buy a 100 billion AS stock just because they're seeing that TikTok
the hype.
Right.
The hype.
So, but this is the thing that we're dealing with right now. It's not a good or a bad thing, right? There is no right or wrong, but that's just how we're getting there. Now, some of the things that we're seeing in this market right now in the OTCs is everybody's jumping on, the custodianships, which is not bad, right? That's where the money is flowing, right? That's the truth, infinite truth. The only thing that really exists, everything else is an illusion. But understand this, when you were buying CGOOD, all right, ticker symbol CGUD in sympathy to blockchain at 17 to 20, when nobody was buying it, then they consider that a preload. But no, that's anticipating what can be because it's infinite possibilities. But then they want you to just buy when there's just news. And it doesn't work like that. Be a sneak rat. I think that's one of my secrets. I like to be a sneak rat because right now, guess what? I'm anticipating low floaters to eventually do something. I'm anticipating crypto to do something. So I'm going to load the new class of cryptos and be ready for that run. Because when crypto breaks 74,500 and it goes to 61.8% extension, Fibonacci extension, and hits 102,000, do you think these cryptos that we're adding right now are going to be at this level? They're not.
All you have to think about is the BFCH, the BEGY, the CYIO, the AABB. All of these in the past were huge movers. So all the new ones that we got right now, I see the same thing happening. Load the boat. That's what I'm doing.
Right. So they're percolating. They're just getting ready. Because if you look at what crypto is doing right now, you look at the fear index, you're at extreme fear. I love extreme fear. I lock profits on Bitcoin at 59,000. I'm just reloading. I'm like right now reloading and buying all my ammo back. You understand me? So that's the concept that I like doing when I get into these trades. That's one of the secrets. I like to do the contrarian, the opposite of what others do.
Usually works out for the best.
I think so. Yeah. So what about this thing? Because we had like last week, a couple of people sent me messages. Hey, are you seeing these guys go at it? Are you seeing these guys on Twitter go at it? And I'm like, well, no, I don't pay attention to that. To me, that's all noise, disruption of information, and just fear, uncertainty, and doubt. What's your take on that? Do you get involved in that stuff? Because I know you get shitted on sometimes. I know I do.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm not. No. I don't want any part of that. I'm here to do the best I can, provide, and honestly make alliances. I mean, why would I want to go at it with somebody when I know that I can actually befriend someone and do the OTC community some a benefit?
Right.
You know, I mean, I'm growing, you know, some nice following and nice alliances so that we can move stocks together.
Right.
You know, and that's what the OTC community needs. There's no need for me to get into it with anybody or start talking about, or you know, when I tweet like today, when I tweet a stock, somebody wants to come in and post their stock underneath my tweet,
Right.
and take away from what I'm trying to say about my stock to get the eyes on his. You know, I'm not gonna entertain that. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, but nah, man, I'm not fighting with anybody. I'm not looking to engage. I'm not the man. I don't want to be the man. I'm just me. Hustle. Just you know, maintaining and growing and trying to do the best I can to help everybody out, man. That's me.
Yeah, I like that. I think that one of the things that I get misconstrued sometimes is that I don't connect with a lot of people. And the reason I just don't connect with a lot of people is just, I guess, on social media, that's just not my personality when it comes to that. You know, I'm more of like old school. If I meet somebody at a gym and I see him every now, I'll say, you know, but when it comes to social media, it's not that I don't like you because I don't follow you. You know, I'll watch the videos, I'll repost, and I'm starting to work on that because there are things that you can get better at, but definitely feel that alliances is very, very important. I think that you're really good at connecting, and some of the information that I hear you talk about, it really kind of resonates. And I mean, you could see it on ticker symbol APTY. Just look at the following that it's getting, and it's really getting, you know, people to get behind it. And that's one of the reasons I truly, truly like that stock, because what it's doing is it's kind of getting people to kind of collaborate with one another. And not only that, it's putting out amazing information. I think over the weekend, they just updated their website. They put some updates as far as I think they did something where you can some tabs, and I think that that's good. Whenever you see these companies working hard behind the scenes and people all in the community to Twitterverse see it, they put something out. I actually put out a YouTube video with some of my opinions, right? I'm seeing some of the things that are kind of correlating it based on what's in the now in the news. And I'm seeing other people put out videos. And I think that what it is, it's basically creating a massive awareness on what the stock can potentially do. And once you get a stock to really get people behind it, you start seeing management do things. I mean, Sparrow Coin, if you look at APTY, they just posted Sparrow versus all stable coins before the year's end. And look at what's happening with Tether, where there's talks about central banks saying that it could be a Ponzi scheme. This is big because now it opens up, right, a competitor. And now if Sparrow can be a competitor amongst others, because I know somebody had posted other stocks, right, like VMNT, they said they have a stable coin. That's fine. But just because of that stock is that stock, it doesn't take any away from this stock, because overall there's competition now. So this is something that's very, very important. It's not mine is better than yours. It's risk and it's balance of probabilities, right? Because I think that VMNT went from, I think, 0.01 cents, right, to $2. Amazing.
274.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah. And right now it's threading that 821 MA. Looking great. What's not to say that this APTY could do the same thing, right?
That's right.
So these are things that I like to see when I buy stocks or when I'm looking into stocks. So with that said, I know I'm getting into the stocks, right? Mm-hmm. Let's talk about some of the stocks that you're looking at into next week. I know you're not really trading. I haven't really seen you post on small caps. I think you posted CEI and SNMP. I know you like those. But are there anything that you're kind of looking at as far as small caps, or you want to just jump into the OTC?
No, I'm not. I mean, I like the CEI because of the oil, and oil's moving. I think oil hits $80 pretty soon in the summertime. So CEI and of course the SNMP because we have the EV related story behind SNMP. I like both of those.
All right, so 2 picks for your small caps. Now let's go for OTC. And before we start the OTC 3 picks that you're gonna pick, right? And then you'll talk briefly about them. Talk about stocks. Like, how many stocks do you usually hold? I know you don't post that many, and I know I get a lot of flack because people are saying, "Man, Radio, you post too much." So let's just go over some of that. What do you think on that?
Well, I kind of agree, but then again, we got heavy hitters, man. We got a lot of good stocks. So I can't help myself if I post more than 3 stocks that I like, because I like more than 3 stocks. I mean, I have a lot of stocks in my portfolio. I think I got like what, 25, 30, between 25, 30, but
your account is a little bit bigger though, right?
Right. My account is bigger, but I'm not saying that people should have that many stocks. And I mean, if your account is that size, that's fine. But for the most part, a lot of people just like to focus on 3 or 4 stocks at a time, and that's fine because I look at my stocks and I'm really only focusing on 3 or maybe 5, between 5 and 10 out of 30. So, but that's fine. I mean, if that's what they want to focus on, we could do that. But I'm gonna post on what I like.
What's your tip for these guys that don't have the big accounts? What would you say? Would you stick to maybe 1 or 2 and grow your accounts?
One or 2.
What's your tip?
1 or 2. That's it. Start off with the least amount of money. I know a couple of friends of mine that started with $500, and they've made a few $1,000s over the last few months. So that helps a lot because you can focus and actually learn the trading game before you start buying 3, 4, 5 stocks. But definitely 1 or 2 when you're starting out.
Right. So that's pretty good. So what are you looking at? And before you start, let me just touch a little bit on that because I know that I have a little bit more followers. I think we're closing on 100K, but I'm not checking. Who's checking? Right? So what I like to do is I like to buy stocks. And just because I don't mention them doesn't mean I'm not in that stock. Because if it's not doing anything, it doesn't give me any reason to kind of tweet about. Now, I'm a big tweeter. And some people will start saying, man, you just tweet too much. I just like to keep people updated. Yeah. I just enjoy doing it. And now I'm getting into the gifts.
The gifts,
right?
The gifts, yeah. I love the gifts.
Right. So what I like to do, too, is network, too. Get them to kind of see their posts. And then what I've been doing is I've been putting their whatever they say in quotes. And then I'll tag them so they get some juice, too. Maybe they'll get a follow. Right? And one of the things that I like to do is I like to buy several stocks. And like I said, I don't tell you guys to buy all of these. Maybe pick the ones that you feel really good about. And just because I'm not posting on it doesn't mean I'm not in it. Give you an example, like BTDG. I like that MMA stock. And I'm sneak ratting shares, right? I like it longer term. But I'm not posting it right now, but I'm just accumulating. But just because I'm not posting it doesn't mean I'm not in it. It's just right now, these stocks right now have the juice. I'm really bullish on crypto right now.
Right.
So I've kind of toned it down, though. I'll update if something's kind of moving. If you want to follow my RSP premium, there's a way to kind of finagle it. Just open up a Webull account link that I have there, and then I'll add you there. And then there, I just go one by one. So I don't really kind of spam over there. I guess you could say some people call me a spammer, but I enjoy updating. I enjoy updating the volume, the charts, and just get fun with it, right? Because once it breaks out, I'll throw out the Hulk, mean, I'm a big Marvel guy. I love, you know, the cartoons, post some He-Man. I love the Gap Girl, just a beautiful smile she has, you know. So these are things that I enjoy doing. And it's fun, and it brings fun, and then people are having fun with it. Because I think people forget. Part of doing this, yes, we're winning exponentially. It's the law of infinite return. But you have to have fun with this. Why? Because fun, then it creates love. You love doing what you're doing. Because if you're on this and you don't love what you're doing, you're not having fun with it, then there's no reason to do it. When players play the ball game, right? When players play the ball game, let's say baseball, if they're not having fun, they're not going to win games. All right? You have to have that kid in you. Now, in baseball, I love using the analogy of baseball. If Derek Jeter is hot, then he's going to be hot, and he's going to hold, you know, Alex Rodriguez if he can't hit. So sometimes some of your plays are not going to be heavy hitters, but then they're going to heat up. And that's when you see them start running, and it's just going to feel good. Remember, there's only two scenarios. Stock closes below your floor on 2 consecutive closes, you exit the trade. But if the stock holds your floor, then he sits there and until he starts getting hot. When he starts hitting, right? All you have to do is make contact. So I do post some stocks. I've been toning it down. If you notice, I've been a little bit more focused. I updated the website where I'm not posting that many. Now I'm going to give you the floor. What's your 3 hottest stocks? OTC. What's your 3 hottest ones that you like for this week? Not only this week, but just you can explain how you're trading these or what you expect from these and why.
Okay, my three hottest, right? The number one is the APTY. You know that. APTY is just the right stock at the right time. Stable coins, it's much needed in the crypto market. I remember when I used to trade crypto a lot. I used to every night transfer my crypto money into Tether every night. So I know how needed that is, especially now with the way Bitcoin is so volatile right now. But you got that, and you got the filings that are coming up. So many catalysts for APTY. You even have a lawsuit going on with Apple, and supposedly Friday was the last day they had to answer, to answer the judge. So let's see what that brings. And of course, the launch of Spiracoin before the end of the year. So I'm looking at APTY. I'm holding it. I know people, talk bull about the diamond hands, and I'm not one to be, diamond hands or all kinds of stocks. But I really am holding APTY long. That's no joke. I'm holding long APTY.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's number one. Number two is the AURI. AURI. AURI got news the other day. I think was it Friday or Thursday? And let me read you the paragraph why I'm into AURI right now. It says AURI signed a strategic deal with several service providers to upgrade all its marketing and social media platforms for the purpose to establish a universal public awareness. The new software upgrade project also includes new AU coins and tokens to establish the company's own cryptocurrency and NFT trades. Come on, man. This is a 0058. Share structure is beautiful. They're entering cryptocurrency, getting their own coin, and now they're talking NFTs. And rumor has it they have millions worth of NFTs right now. So I'm very bullish AURI this week.
Amazing close what that stock did. I think it kissed the 41 level, hit a high of 78 the day before, and then rallied towards the end of the day, closing at 58. I'll talk a little bit about that, but it's funny. I think you're reading my mind so far because those are actually two that are on my list. And I have a little bit of a bigger list, but I'm going to ask you number 3. What's your number 3?
Number 3, I'm going to let you take it because I know you like this one, but I love it. And it's the ticker symbol GDET, GDET.
All right, so now what we need to do is go play the lotto right now because you basically picked the 3 that I have, and we didn't speak about this, and I know people probably think that. No, those are actually my 3, so I don't even know. We gotta kill some time. So
but talk about GDET. Tell them about GDET then.
So one of the things I like about GDET that a lot of people don't and aren't seeing is that chart. All right. One of the things that you see is remorse. So what is remorse? Basically, when you're looking at a chart, you can see remorse on that chart. And what that means is that these stocks are basically giving you emotions by candles. Right now, we're putting in bullish higher lows. And when I see these bullish higher lows, I want to know why this is happening. You're seeing a massive amounts of volume here. So one of the things that these guys are doing, they have a marketing person, a person that's in charge of their marketing campaign, and they just added this lady named Preya. She's a former trader. So this lady knows how to disseminate information, and they actually, towards the end of the close, they put out massive news that I don't think anybody saw. These guys just put out a card, and they almost did it like a drop mic. If you go on GDET, they put out a new Twitter handle, and they said, coming soon, and then they posted a credit card that he just flashed it to you, and it has a digital side, and it has a fiat sign. This, to me, is innovative, because now you can actually use your crypto to go buy things. And if you correlate this with anything Coinbase or Binance or anything, this is going to be huge. Because right now, this is proprietary. I haven't seen it. 2 numbers, fiat, 2 little like kind of symbols where you can punch in your card or tap it on either side, what kind of currency you want to use. This is what we're heading into. And when you look at the weekly chart is giving you a bull flag, right, with a potential upside to about 3 cents and up. This is a massive 10-bagger potential. So this is the type of stock that you can buy, maybe forget it, and then go look at your account, and now you're up a lot of money. There's a lot of volume coming on it, and based on the share structure compared to some of the stocks that are going, there's some traders that are buying these bloated stocks right now, which is cool, right? It's working for them. But GDET is only sitting on a little bit of shares right now. If you look at their share structure, they just went pink current, by the way. So these guys are not just waiting to go pink current. They're already pink current. They just went pink current. Verified profile, transfer agent verified. And now if you look at their share structure, clean, 5 billion AS, market cap of just 9 billion. Not 9 billion, 9 million, I'm sorry, 9 million. Think of the upside, okay? So when I see this, I think that by setting and forgetting, having just-in-case shares will pay you off. And I recommend for people to follow GD Technology. That's their Twitter handle. And I just like how they're setting this up. And remember, it's all crypto, right? They're heading into all crypto, they said. And it's going to be a new look. And I could look, they have a video of the guy taking the card and just dropping it, showing it to you. And then it has the genesis, like the fingers touching each other. It's ingenious. I like the marketing, what they're doing. I think that it's going to be a big one. And I think that people, once you see that break of 25, it's going to be off to the races. I know I spoke to Phase 1 Trading, and they're pretty good. I mean, these guys like it as well. So shout out to Phase 1 Trading. And remember, alliances, I like the stock too, and that's not just because I'm kissing their butts. As far as the APTY, full agreement. You have an Apple lawsuit that's around the corner. This is big as far as exposure. If they get this settlement here, oh man, this is going to be big because now your name is mentioned. They have gaming. So gaming incorporated with crypto, NFT, that's the future of gaming. Remember what I said about gamer, right? So this is something that I really, really like heading into next week. You have Tether talking about now that Tether could be a Ponzi scheme. Holy shit.
How's the chart? How's the chart on APTY?
Well, that's what I was going to get into. Right now, you could play it two ways. Trade the bull flag, right? Accumulate inside that bull flag, or the break above it. If you're looking at it, the stock kissed 78, hasn't retested it yet. So what that's telling me, it's in a probability level. So any pullbacks to that 90, they're getting bought back quick. And you're seeing that the stock is in a bullish wedge pattern on the 4-hour above the VWAP. So what I'm seeing is once the stock closes above 0.012 on 2 consecutive closes, it's going to signal that bull flag break. And that's when you start that next flagpole and the next consolidation. And I could see this doing a TSNP, right? Which TSNP is now humble. So it's formerly TSNP. That thing hit, $2. But remember, they reverse split. And these guys are not reverse splitting. So that's the game changer difference. They're not reverse splitting. And they said that they're not going to raise authorized shares. So there's another thing that why I like crypto right now. Two of the biggest tech giants, Elon Musk, basically the Iron Man of real life, and social media mogul, guru, and innovator, which I'm not kissing his butt, but Twitter, everybody's on Twitter. Jack Dorsey are going to meet up, and they're going to discuss Bitcoin. This is going to spike Bitcoin. If you look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin kissed 27, and now it's 30, 31, 32, 33. Everybody's buying that pullback. So I guarantee you, when we get into Halloween effect, you're going to see all these cryptos start running. APTY, AURI, NFTs. All I have to say is NFTs. You saw Jay-Z. He just put out an NFT to protect his rights. NFT is the future of gaming. NFT is the future of collectibles. NFT is the future of art. Non-fungible tokens, it's the future. That's why I'm going to add my notable mentions. WDRP, SIPC, NFT plays. I'm just accumulating. You're not even seeing me really post on these, but I'm adding these on the side. ADHC, IJJP, notable mentions. Crypto, IJJP is going to go current, and ADHC has talks with IJAX, potential acquisition merger. SIPC, connections to Tequila Comisario. They're going to come out with an NFT, which UAMM did for WDRP. So they're all interconnected. And let's not forget, UAMM hit 16 cents. NGCG went from 0008 to 9 cents. SIPC is percolating. If you go look at that chart, the longer the consolidation, the bigger the move. All right. And as far as small caps, my picks, Arcon, I like it. RCON, big one. A new stock that I haven't posted, which you guys are going to get in advance, ticker symbol DSS, security stock. That one is ready. I'm probably going to post that probably next week. And then I like the NFT METX, bullish 8 into 21 MA cross, notable mentions, SNMP infrastructure, and then the GoEd. But I do have other small caps. I just don't want, I love a lot of stocks, man. Right now, I'm bullish on stocks right now. So I apologize. And then one more, June 30th. All I got to say is June 30th, acquisition, Arson, ARSN. They're going to pick up and they're going to add something new to their family. It's actually an ice cream company that's been around since the 1900s. And that company is called Nelson's. And they already sell their product in Walmart and Amazon, two of the biggest giants there are. And the chart is just looking beautiful on Arson. I'm seeing a high potential of 0.0209 based on that monthly chart. 0.29. That's huge from the area that's in right now. So, look, listen. These are the things that I'm adamant on. I like them. As long as they hold my floors, that's where I'm at. And I apologize for posting too many charts because I know a lot of people, why does this guy post so many? It's just there are a lot of good ones right now.
Yeah, there is. So you want to take a couple of questions right now?
Yes, because we got 10 minutes. So we got to keep it nice and short and sweet. We're only going to pick 5. So who's going to be the lucky winner? Let's see. All right, so we got one request. Here we go. Let's see who it is. Derek Barnett. So let's look at Derek Barnett. Is that how you say your name, Derek Barnett?
Hey, Radio and Hustle. Thanks so much for doing this.
All right, Derek.
Pleasure.
Hey, yeah, I just have a quick question for you. You kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but when it comes to position sizing, I know we talk a lot about risk management on the 3-bullet system and things like that, but what are your recommendations for people on sizing positions with large and with small accounts?
All right, with small accounts, what I always want to tell them is to protect what you have. So I like to, if I have something, I may use 20% of that, because what I don't want to lose is all my soldiers, all my Marines. So if I'm getting into a stock, right, and let's say I have $10,000, I just want to use 20% of that, because what I don't want to be is emotional on that trade. So if I got $2,000, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it into 3. I'm going to grab a starter, a pullback, and a last entry. So that's about, let's say, like $666 or something around that range. I'm going to add a bullet, pull back a bullet, and then a pullback on the last entry. The last entry could be if it breaks above a key level. Last entry can be if, the stock is running and I want to add a little bit more. But a pullback is always going to be at or near my floor, and that's not guaranteed. So I want to have skin in the game, because if that rallies and it hits a PPM, guess what? My account is now bigger. So that's what we want, law of infinite return. As far as a big account, right? If I have a big account, I don't mind buying more than 2 to 3 stocks. If I have a smaller account, maybe 1 or 2, right? And then I want to size into them. What I don't want to do with a small account is buy a shitload of plays, because now you're basically you're basically deleveraged. You have too much in, and you're just spread out too short. So it's going to take you to make a big percentage to make money. You don't want to be doing that. As far as a bigger account, what I like to do is I like to use a just-in-case strategy. So if I'm adding something, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 20% extra cash in there. And I'll sell my initial, let's say I have $5,000 to $10,000 in that stock. I'll add 20% of that, and I'll leave it on the side. I won't set sell orders on that, because what I want to do is I want to sell the initial up to PPM and then keep the rest just in case. As long as it stays above the 8-day moving average, we're rolling, we're holding. Because what if the stock ends up hitting 500, 1,000%? We saw that with CYIO. We saw that with Mara. We saw that with Isaiah. We saw that with BNGO. So sometimes you want to have skin in the game, right? Some people are trading Wish right now. Some people are trading, what's the other one? AHT, right? It's one of the Saved by the Bell cruise thing. So maybe it can go higher. So you want to have skin in the game. So it's depending on you. But remember, you don't want to be losing sleep on these positions. So if you're next to your lady or next to your significant other and you can't sleep, you're sizing in too much. Hopefully that helps.
Yeah, thanks so much.
You're welcome. Man, I'm making jokes and I don't even know I'm joking.
You're flowing, baby. Any other questions? We got any other questions?
Oh, we got Swiss trades. We got Swiss trades on. I like Swiss trades.
Beats. Swiss beats. Where you
What's
at?
going on, Swiss trades?
You doing, Radio?
Swiss.
Good.
Yeah, man. So yeah, I appreciate you doing the spaces. That's definitely had a lot of legit stuff to say there, man. My question for you would be, what do you think? Where do you think the money flow is going to go into Q3 and into the end of the year?
I think everything. I think what we're being sold right now is that the market by Michael Burry is going to crash, and I don't think so, because nothing that they're saying is basically correlating with that. What I do is I don't predict the markets. I anticipate them. And right now what you're seeing is you're seeing a strong market, and you're seeing these guys just continue to debase the currency. If you debase the currency, you know what the end is. It's inflation. Right now, we're not getting an inflationary kind of signal because we're actually almost in deflation, because whenever I look at inflation, I want to make sure that foreign currencies are up. I want to make sure that gold is up, and gold is not up. You actually had a big drop in gold, but I like gold into the end of the year. I don't know about you, but I'm very bullish on the GDX calls. I'm going to be adding GDX calls and nibbling on GDX as far as overall on the AUI, HCL, Hecla mining, because I think miners are going to go. But I don't think that we're going to have a substantial drop. I mean, what we're seeing otherwise. Until we see something clearly break, I'm still bullish into the Halloween effect. Last year, we skipped, right, the seasonality chart on gold. So I expect gold. I think everybody that's basically selling their crypto are people that were buying at the highs, and then people are just gobbling up crypto. I like crypto right now. A sector that I tell people to keep their eye on because states like New York have to make money is the MJ sector. People are just getting ready to just go full out MJ here in New York. So they got to make some money back. Right now, New York is broke right now. So you have to come up with money right now. Follow the THCX. I know CRBP took a big hit, but start looking at them when it really gets low, because you start buying cheap, because overall you know that these markets are going to start kind of like really, really getting strong into September, October. You know, that's the Halloween effect. It doesn't change. Santa Claus rally, when was the last time that we haven't really seen a Santa Claus rally? We usually have it. The only one thing that's different is that we have an extension now because there's so many people trading these markets now. And I said, ignorance is bliss. Think about how many people are on TikTok right now, just buying shit they don't even know what they're buying. So I think we're going to see a massive move, I think. I mean, that's me. What do you think, though? What do you think? Because I know you got, some thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really liking the cannabis sector and the crypto and NFT sector moving into Q3. I think that, just because we got the Safe Banking Act that passed in the House, I think they're probably gonna vote again on it in the Senate in probably November is my guess. And like crypto. Absolutely, 100% agree with what you said there, man. I mean, that pullback from 69,400 and whatever it was, that's temporary. I'm looking for that sucker to cross over 72,000 and then just keep cranking up. So for me, I like playing the piggyback plays with the crypto stuff, and
right.
Yeah, for me. I just feel like I can leverage my money much better.
What do you think that's the game changer that people aren't talking about? Is there anything that's crossing your mind? They say it's a bad thing, but I think it's the greatest thing, especially for Texas. Did you see all those crypto places closing up in China? That's going to be huge.
Yeah,
you think I don't post on Mara?
And the UK just banned it, but the thing is that the monetary system is designed to fail. Eventually, the monetary system is going to fail. That's my opinion, and this is going to be the new method. I kind of look at Bitcoin like the S&P 500 of crypto.
There you go. It's the benchmark. It's the benchmark. It's the one that started it all. Follow that and follow all else. But I want to tell you is the people that are going to do well are the Maras. The people that are going to do well are the riots, the race, the GBTC. These are things that, hey, sneak some shares. Voyager, if you're buying it.
I love Grayscale. I love Grayscale, man. GBTC, ETCG, ETHE, like all those tickers that those guys have. I mean, when BTC started ripping at the beginning of last year, Grayscale's GBTC they had the best volume running in all the OTC markets for freaking months.
Right.
So that's a really strong
ARK Investments adding to their position there. So they got the blood. So yeah, I like that. I like, your thoughts on that. And I'm big on crypto, you know what I mean? And I wasn't before. I used to think that it was a bunch of bull, but it's the future. It's website, the web 3.0. That's what it is. People
Correct.
said that the internet was just going to be a phase, and now look, you basically can't leave your house without the phone. So it's the future, and I think that people that are saying that it's not, you're hearing all the news. I don't believe the news. I think they're fake news, because you get Michael Saylor on there, and they just try to ridicule him on there. And look at what they're doing to what happened to this guy, McAfee. So I really think they're trying to suppress it, and it's just a beast. You can't.
They are definitely trying to suppress it because they see what's coming, and it goes back to my personal opinion that the monetary system is going to fail. Whether it's in our lifetime or not, I don't know, but it is going to fail. And this, a new method of payment and transaction process has to come into play at some point, and
Right.
this is it. So it's just a matter.
And now, to cut you off, I apologize, because we're going to cut it short. Take a look at these little tickers like GDET. Can you imagine?
I love GDET.
Can you imagine what happens if GDET puts out that card and it gets kind of picked up by a MasterCard and a Visa? Oh boy, you're talking about you're an instant millionaire. So I like the GDET a lot. Anyway, let's take another one. We got one more. Let's see who's this. Eddie Quesada. What's going on, Eddie Q? Eddie Quesada, you there?
Hey. I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right. Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, Eddie?
Not too much, man. Not too much. Thanks for taking my request. I had a question that stemmed from an earlier a Discord meeting that you had, and it was regarding the ticker CEI. It's kind of it's not this. The question isn't specifically about CEI. It's more of when you were talking about, I think it was a couple of weeks ago, where it moved up from, I don't know, I think it was like 70 cents to 85 cents. And you had made a comment. Yeah, there you go. You had made a comment, and you seemed a little bit irritated about people not taking profits on the way up.
Right.
And I totally get that. But I guess my question is, when you start off trading, or if you have a big account, whatever, do you adjust your PPM based on anything? I try to stay more conservative and just take profits as little as they are, because I know eventually over time my account will keep growing. But I guess that's just a question, just like that.
No, it's a great question, man. It's sometimes frustrating to me, because what happens is traders tend to kind of hold on and clutch, especially the ones that really have to grow their account. They kind of swing for the fences. And what I mean by that is, I want traders to kind of understand is that you got to make contact. That's the main thing that you got to do right now, is make contact. And I think that what happens is, because traders have not that much money in those accounts, they try to kind of go and hit for the fences. If you're going to hit for the fences, make sure that you have discipline and patience, right? That's number one. If you're going to go long, go long. Say that, hey, I'm going long on CEI because I'm an investor. But if you're going in there with the sense that, you're going to make quick money fast, but you're going to hold on to your life, you have to take the ebbs and flows with the stock. Right now, what we're seeing is we're seeing this trade well, right, at the bottom, but it's having a little bit difficulty breaking that previous rally high, because a lot of people are just trading the market. So what you want to make sure is that you're locking profits on the way up, because if it pulls back, you can always add it back. That stock has put in a move to about $3 in the past. So there is that potential. But the issue is that a lot of people, what they do is they hope. And I don't want people to have hoping. And I hope that helps. Because you could have traded that stock 2 times, 3 times. It's been an ATM. I just want traders to kind of understand what the market conditions are right now. Hopefully you guys heard me. That's all that I have as far as CEI. I still like the CEI, by the way. It's never close below that 60 level.
Okay, thanks, Radio. That's pretty much all I got. I wanted to just give your perspective on that. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's take one more. So far, I think we had 3 people. I want to do 2 more people, and then we're done. Okay, who do we got here? Okay, we got somebody here. Juno from Pluto. So let's do Juno from Pluto. Juno from Pluto. Just do me a favor. Just lower your computer so we don't get that feedback. And then let's go with the question.
Hey, Radio. Hey, Hustle.
Hey,
I really
Juno.
appreciate you guys doing this, man. I just wanted
No
to
problem.
ask you, what are your top 3 books on trading that you would say you kind of resort to?
3 top books that I love as far as trading. I like
Yeah.
one that's specifically in trading, and that's Trading in the Zone by Mark Douglas. You can actually pick it up on audiobooks. Then number 2 that has really nothing to do with trading, but it has a lot to do with trading because it's basically the mind and the thought. And I think it's one of the best books for trading, even that it doesn't have nothing to do, but it really does, is Conversations with God by Neil Donald Walsh. That's a beautiful audiobook. If you ever getting ready to go to the gym, that's the type of book that I always like to go back into. I like another book, and it's a list of several kind of experiences, and that's Market Wizards. And it has a lot of experiences by great traders. It's like a little kind of memo, by all these great traders. Those are probably the 3 that I would like. And then my last, my notable mention would be The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And that's just belief. You got to believe in this shit because your strongest power that you have is belief. And a lot of people here in this trading world are in disbelief. A lot of these guys are frustrated, angry, pissed off, and that's not how this works. One of the things that I tell you, patience plus discipline equals profits, but a lot of people have high expectations plus impatience, and that equals loss. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully that answers your question.
Very helpful, Radio. I really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
Thanks, dude.
Okay, last one. In the Hamptons. You probably got more money than me. So what's the question?
Hello?
What's going on in the Hamptons?
Hey, how are you, Radio? Market Wizards was a great book. Sorry, I'm walking on the beach right now. But
Awesome.
my question was for you, what are your thoughts on shrooms and shroom plays right now? And do you think they've come into maturity yet?
I love shrooms. One of the things that I do, and I used to do actually, I don't do it as much because sometimes it messes up my stomach, was microdosing. To me, that's one of the most calming things that there is. I think it's the future. I think narcotics are killing too many people. MDMP, it was mentioned before by the Phase 1 guys, doing very, very beautifully. AIKI, I feel that one has that spin on it. I just think that sometimes just so many traders are just trading it. It just becomes a trading vehicle. But I think that there is a market for it. I think that when people start seeing or trying it and a lot of the legalities start changing, it's going to be the next boom marijuana sector. I can't tell you how many people suffer from anxiety. I can't tell you how many people suffer from mental issues. So these are things that, this is a new market. And I think that MDMP would be something that you should consider kind of going longer term. There are some OTC stocks that are in that space as well. So these are things that you have to kind of start searching on. There is a specific stock that I'm looking at right now, but I'm doing the research. It's a 0.01 thing. I'm not going to mention what it is right now, but it's a stock that I really, really like. So stay tuned. You may see a YouTube video on it soon. So just be sure. I'm plugging myself right now. Subscribe to the YouTube, like it, right? And push that notification bell.
Well, one thing I would add in that is functional mushrooms, like the health benefits have, I think, they're starting to come into maturity into consciousness of investors and consumers in general. I don't know if you, I'm sure you know the difference. And I think, there's a couple of things I'm looking at, a couple of plays that I'm looking at that are in functional and psychedelic.
Oh yeah. Like WDRP is one of them. They put it in their coffee. They put the lion's mane. When I was doing my microdose, I was taking the psilocybin, right, the microdose, and I was doing the lion's mane. So yeah, you're definitely right, and it works. It's going to be huge in the gaming world. It's going to be huge in anything that requires some type of focus, right? I think these guys do it. I'm on it. So yeah, I definitely agree with you. I think Fami is one of them. Fami is doing really, really well because these things got to be farmed, right? So, and right now there's huge talks of droughts as well. So one of the things that mushrooms don't really need, right? They can be grown. So this is going to be a huge space, and I think that was something great that you're kind of adding to. And I'll send me messages about any ideas or any stuff.
When are you gonna? You teased us a little. When are you gonna bring up? When are you gonna do that? Let us know the one that you like that you said that's at 01 something.
Oh, okay, that 01 something. I just want to see how well it trades. It's a stock that I feel has a nice spin on it. I don't want to give too much on it, but I love the chart. Now everybody's gonna start looking for the chart. I'll tell you this. I'll give you the hint. It's trading at the 8 and the 21-day moving average. My favorite kind of signal on a reversal. And this is a stock that has traded much, much higher in the past. So yeah, I am looking at some shroom plays, and definitely like that space heading into Q3 and also year's end.
Surprised you don't like MNMD.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I think that's a great longer term that you could park in your long-term accounts and just dollar cost average on that. I think, it's in its infancy. I mean, they were an OTC stock, and now it's a NASDAQ, right? They just upgraded, right?
I think they uplisted about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, so they're doing well. And the guy from Shark Tank, right? He loves it. And he never likes anything. So Mr. Wonderful likes it. So definitely like it.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Radio. And I look forward to that YouTube video or you sharing it.
Definitely gonna launch it, man. I'm gonna definitely launch it, and then we're gonna talk real good about it, and then get you guys to kind of do the research. All right, guys. With that said, thank you guys all for joining and us today on this Spaces. Remember, you can follow us on the YouTube channel. We're starting it out. Give us some love. There's actually some things in the description box too if you guys are having trouble with anything.